and search. Captain's vlog. I am the captain. All right, so found out a few new things today about some comic books and some novels. I was looking for a book. I was reminded of a book that I had purchased, and I gave that book away for someone to read it. So I went looking for another copy so that I can reread it. And I learned about some new titles that are available and a whole new author during that whole search. So that new search rendered me a new title to read that I think I put on my TBR. I meant to put it on my TBR. I think I gotta put it on my TBR because I pressed the wrong button. And then a new author to me, uh, and I think I did put that author on my TBR. Yes. So yeah. And so I get a lot of my recommendations from Sue 101, and she was talking about beautiful creatures the other day. She was recommending the book, and I saw that it was a movie, and I do have a book club that reads books that are based on movies and vice versa. So I heard her, and I always get her recommendations. I put plenty of her recommendations on my TBR already. Uh, so I saw the movie review of Beautiful Creatures. So I went and looked up the book, and I saw that it's a series. Now, I don't know if Sue knows that it's a series or if she planned on reading the rest of the series, but I learned that it's a series. So I put the first book on my TBR. Yeah, I put the first book on my TBR. And I I did see that like not all of the books are available to me at this moment in one of the platforms that I was looking in. If I look in another platform, it'll probably hold on. Am I recording? Your live stream shut down unexpectedly. Yikes. Okay. Holla if you hear me. Say crochet in the chat if you hear me. I can't. Well, I could. Let me see. Can I check the chat to see if I'm there? To see if I'm heard? Uh, um, Testing, testing. Okay, I heard something. Uh-oh, did it really stop? I might not be allowed to check it this way. Okay, I think I'm live. I'm just not allowed to check it that way. What was I saying? Yeah, so I have to check another platform to see if I can get the whole series. I heard from the review, I heard the book, I heard the movie was good, and Sue says the book was good, so I'm looking forward to it. I put it on my TBR, and I was like, at least I could start with the first book, right? Start with the first book and then go from there. Um, okay, so those are the novels that I learned about and added to my TBR today. Comic books. I learned that Beautiful Creatures has a comic book, and not just one. It has two and three and four and the series of comic books. I'm like, wow, I never knew. So yeah, I learned that Beautiful Creatures has comic books. Lord have mercy. Okay, so I learned that Beautiful Creatures have comic books. Wow. So that's cool to to see. And the illustration on the comic book covers is gnarly. I'm like, whoa, is that any indication as to what's in the novel? Wow. So we like I might be liking comic books more better than the books. Cause the comic books put it out there in illustration form, all on the cover already. So I'm like, are they one and the same? They do have the same name, so I'm guessing it's the same thing. Uh, so yeah, I saw that the comic books are available. So I'm like, "Whee!" Okay. Um, yeah, and so that was my discovery of books today. So I really had a fun time discovering that stuff. It's I didn't find the title that I sought out in the first place. However, I learned of these other cool titles that I didn't know anything about. So now I know. So and thus they are on my TBR. My TBS is I mean my TBR is expanding and expanding. Yeah. So yeah, I really just chose to chillax my arm for as best as I could. Um and I might have to take the rest of the week off from crocheting just because I did put in a lot of crocheting and I've been like crocheting a bit taut and small stitches and small crochet hooks. So, for days and hours on end. So without the only rest I was getting with crocheting is sleep. And that was like the past couple of days I would like say, okay, sit it down, go to bed. You could get back at it when you wake up. And then like most days I would get back at it when I wake up. I mean that was the judge for a while. But actually, like I said, for a couple of days, for the most recently couple of days before that, I was crocheting without that. So I would crochet late into the night, early into the morning, after crocheting hours a day. So yeah. Look, I might have to take the rest of the week off. Um, and I have been holding my iPad, so I really hadn't been resting my hand. I just hadn't had a crochet hook in my hand. So I need to really set my iPad down and not hold my iPad. And rest from that. Um, Holding the iPad is quite tempting, but yeah, I gotta not do that. I gotta leave it alone. So after yesterday's live stream, I went and I looked in the category of what was it? Based on books, based on a book. So I went looking through titles of movies based on a book, and I had saw what is it? T t well, whatever. I had saw something else previously, but yeah. So yesterday after the live stream, and I went looking in the category of based on a book, I saw Huckleberry Finn. So I started that. I started watching that up until um like I guess like the ballroom dancing scene, but I don't think it was a ballroom, but it was like an equivalent of a ballroom. It was like I guess the formal room or the living room or wherever they were dancing at. So they were dancing and then they broke out and started singing and I was like, okay, that's my cue. Thank you. So I stopped the movie after that. I mean, right, like when they started, oh, I was out. I was like, okay, thank you, bye. I'll see y'all a bit later. I'll tune in later. So yeah, they started dancing and then they started singing, and I started watching it because I had read James. I read James, and James is based on the Huckleberry Finn from James' point of view, or from for blah, 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 Jimmy's point of view. So I was like, Huckleberry Finn, I got everybody like, oh yeah, Huckleberry Finn, you right. I was like, I ain't did it, boo 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 boo. So whatever. So I'm visiting. I started watching that movie to see what it be like, and so yeah, so James is kind of like the prequel a bit, and then the perspective of Jim from Huckleberry Finn. So yeah, and then it veers off to Jim's point of view, following Jim. So with this movie, I get to see like where Huckleberry Finn went and what he was doing while him and Jim were in their own paths. So yeah, that's what seems to be going on. So when Jim saw Pop in when Jimmy saw Pop in the little shed in the boathouse thingy, and he was like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna eat good tonight." And then he turned around and saw Pops and then dropped the food. I'm like, y'all should still eat. Like, get that food so y'all can eat. But I guess he didn't want to take nothing from the dead. I guess that's why he left it there. And he didn't want to he didn't want to take nothing from the dead. I guess. I'm thinking his pops took it from them ladies. I think. Or was no. That was Jimmy. Jimmy was packing a pillowcase, taking it from his house. Uh, okay. No, Pops didn't take that from them ladies. I don't know how Pops got that food. I don't know. And I don't know what happened to Pop, but Jimmy got out of there. But he dropped that food. I was like, y'all can still eat, but yeah, the only thing I could think was maybe he didn't want to take from the dead, or he didn't want to take nothing that's been around the dead. That's the only thing I could think. Other than that, I was like, y'all gotta eat. Jimmy was like, I guess Jimmy was superstitious about that because he was talking about a hex on Huckleberry after Huckleberry had got bitten by that snake. So I guess he ain't want to touch nothing from that place. Well, I mean, he already touched it, but he didn't want to take nothing and eat nothing. I guess he just was so scared. He just turned and dropped that. Like his hunger overrode. I mean, his fright overrode his hunger because he just dropped that and was out of there. And Huck was like, "What's in there?" And he was like, "Ain't nothing but the house of the dead. Let's go, let's go." I didn't know what was going on. I don't know why that house was like that. Like it was underwater. I guess I don't know. I don't know what happened. So yeah, but it was underwater. So I guess it got underwater because of the tide, or was it made like that? I don't know. But Huckleberry, he was like, he was like, I would like to leave right after breakfast, and they all started laughing like, you ain't going nowhere. I'm like, oh my goodness, is this a horror movie? That would be a horror. Ooh, ah. So Yeah, he trying to go because he just wanted to find out where he was, but he had gotten surrounded and taken in. And the little boy that came and gave him something to drink, the girl, she was telling her poem because I think Huck was like, yeah, tell us about it. And it sounded like the boy was crying, but it looked like he was laughing. I was like, what? I had to rewind it. I rewinded a few times to see what was going on. He looked like he was laughing, but it sounded like he was crying. But he was trying to hide it, looked like. I was like, okay. Uh, can you laugh around him, or do you have to sound like you're crying to hide your laughter, child? Then the other girl walked off. I think she might have got some bad news. I don't know exactly. But yeah. So I don't know if it came on different from the book exactly. Huck found some treasure, but one of the ladies said it was put in a trust, and then here come his pal, and Huck was Huck had to jump on it. Huck had to jump, and then the women looked like they kind of knew already, kind of sort of. They were looking like, I don't know, you might be making sense. And then he went in there, and I thought it was a ghost or something because the ladies were talking about how they found Pearl, and then Huck was like, "No, he had like a strange suspicion that that wasn't his Pearl because of how dude was found." And lo and behold, Paul came in wrecking up shop. And then Jim jumped ship because he figured that the women was gonna listen to Paul to get Huck back. And it is kind of different because in Percival's book, uh, Jim's daughter is like 11. In the movie, because I'm not reading that book at the time. I'm reading the movie. I'm reading the movie. It could be different in the book. Usually is. In the movie, Jim's daughter is like an infant. If that's a daughter, it might be a son in the movie. I don't know. It might be his daughter. I don't know exactly for sure, but it's an infant in the movie. Unless he gone for so long that when he hear that they being sold, she turns 11 or she's 11. If he been gone for so long trying to get to a free state. From the time she an infant to the time she 11. Because he goes back to try and get them. Or to get them before they are sold. But then by the time he gets there, he's too late. So then he got to go to where they been taken. And that's in the book, James. I'm kind of squashing them together a little bit. I was talking about the book, James. Okay. But yeah, it's if they the James, that book, I read it so many times because of the times of the time that the events happen. Like it's not just one day, next day. It's a long time in that book. it's um it's weeks in that book at least, and then it's months, and then it's at least months that goes on in that book. Seasons, seasons even like it's a couple of seasons that happen in that book. And in the book, James, uh, at the end, when James is telling, when James when James is telling, introducing everybody, when he introducing everybody. Hold on, since I'm talking about this book, let me share my affiliate link with it here. Okay, so there's my affiliate link to the book that I'm talking about. Okay, so I was just thinking about this. Uh, after the fact that I've done read the book. I was thinking about this maybe yesterday, and and when James is introducing everybody, because Jimmy is being sought after. Jimmy is being sought after. So somebody come up to the group of folks. Y'all know somebody named Jimmy. Y'all know somebody named Jimmy. James says, "This is Lynn. This is this person. This is this person. This person." And then dude like, "What? And what's your name?" And then he was like, "My name James." and I was thinking the other day, boy, if Huck had a ran up, if Huck had a ran up and been like, "Hey Jimmy, Jimmy," that wouldn't have been funny. I'm laughing just because of it wouldn't have been funny at all. But oh my goodness, I'm glad Hook wasn't there to hop up and be like, "Hey Jimmy, 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 Jimmy." Like, dang, don't. And then don't do that. Just play it off. Just play it off. Don't say nothing. Don't play. Don't get mad. Don't just play it out. He ain't talking to me. Boy. Oh boy. Mm. Mm, mm, mm. Oh. You have to be like Santa Claus. My name's not Jimmy, little boy. You know how Santa Claus, like in the movies, when the little child knows that that's not Santa, and and the dude that's playing Santa play it off. Oh, you must have me confused with someone else. Oh my goodness. Oh. I rubbed my arm and hand in so much rub reliever yesterday. I could taste it. So I was like, yeah, probably need the whole week off. I have seen some cute shirt patterns. Oh, they're so adorable. Like, kudos to you guys for making your shirt, your summer tops, your tanks, your tees, your halter tops, your wow, all of it. What is it called? Yeah, I think I said it all. Kudos. They are so beautiful. You all are so talented and creative. And the yarn is scrumdiddlyumptious. It looks so beautiful. Um, I saw someone make a top so simple. So simple. I was like, my brain was like, like, my brain was like coming into focus. This person showed how, I guess, how they began the top. I guess that was the showing of how they began the top. Even though their top looked whole, how they began it resembled how I would make my cardigans. And I was like, could it be? Could it be that I knew how to make a top all along from the cardigan pattern that I enjoy? And thus I have options. I could sew up the I could sew it up to make it a full top, but because it'd be so hot, I could leave it open and have like an open shirt, uh, like a button up. I could make it button up. Like, there's options with just that basic formula of the cardigan that I know. I didn't count it. I didn't count the stitches, and it might be a different count from the cardigan, but I was learning the cardigan, and that would be cool to continue the cardigan because I was enjoying that pattern. So much so that I would have made like at least two more cardigans. So, that is actually cool. I did see some basic tops with some stitches that I already know. And I already know, or I already have the pattern for the cardigan. So if the shirt start off like that, then I think it needs some tweaking though. I have to look because I think it needs some tweaking because the cardigan kind of on the thick side. Like, but yeah, I can make it in different hook sizes and things. But maybe, yeah, I had to check to see for the sizing and stuff. I think it has a collar that I think I would have to exclude unless I just make my shirt with the collar. I'm trying to see how to exclude that collar that the cardigan makes to make it a shirt without a collar. Yeah, I have to look at that pattern and study it to see how to eliminate that collar part. But yeah, that's basically the shirt. So maybe the collar part is inevitable because it's really just how it's made and then it just comes to be like that. So, eh, mm, yeah, it's an option. But yeah, there's some basic patterns that have been made shirt wise. Maybe the cardigan pattern isn't the way to go for a summer top. Maybe, during the cooler temperatures, that would be cool to rock. It would be cool to rock in like cool temperatures. Maybe even air condition. But yeah, I'm liking the top patterns that I'm seeing. And I've seen different ways of making summer tops. You got your halter tops. You got your solid pattern, the solid stitch closed patterns, and you got your solid stitch mesh pattern with the open stitches. I'm like, okay. Then you got a combo of two. Then I also saw someone make a top that looked similar to the top that I made, but they didn't do the open work that I did. Their top is just closed, the closed work pattern. I was like, okay, maybe I could do something with that. Cause I did just learn that pattern, so I could make a top with that. Is that what you're saying? Thanks. Yeah, and her top was just the beginning pattern, and that's what she used for her top. She didn't do the cup pattern part like I did. She just used that one piece of the pattern to make her whole top. I'm like, That's an option. Okay. Let's see, girl. So if you just use that piece, perhaps I could just use the top piece if I wanted to. Let's get it. We got options. Yes. Out here making summer tops. And then I saw someone making a pair of pants and looked like they was using the granny stitch, and it looked like their granny stitch was closed. I'm like, how did they do that? Wow. I don't know how they made they closed granny stitch like that. Cause it looked like the clusters, but they all looked like they was closed up together. I'm like, wow. And then I saw someone with a beautiful hat with the colors scheme that I like. She had on a beautiful hat. I was like, wow, how to make that hat. So a lot of summer creative projects going on. Oh yeah, and I saw somebody with a skirt, and I'm like, okay, girl, thank you for showing me another granny square crochet option for a skirt, girl. Even though that's hot looking, like, whew, too much fabric for me right now, girlfriend. But yay! Because her skirt was mighty, mighty long. And I did see another crochet pattern that I had set to the side. I was like, oh, I had skirt patterns set to the side already. I had crochet tutorials set to the side already. But now that I've been reading patterns, I got a couple of patterns, and they're not the same pattern as the tutorials. So I was like, but yeah, but I do have like a couple of skirt tutorials on my watch later list that seem worth giving a try. Like it's the granny square, but it's like diagonal, and then it's one that's diagonal, and then it's one that's uh kind of like chevron, but not all the way chevron. It might be a chevron one, but it's like one chevron, like a corner seam down the skirt. So seems like I could get the rhythm of those. I just hadn't looked and attempted them just yet. So maybe I'll do that with this other skirt, because I do have a skirt started in a granny square, but it's a granny square going around. It's not diagonal, or it's not a corner seam. It's just round and round. And I have a pattern for that, but I'm kind of confused when it comes to the pattern, because it says make a HDC. So I make the HDC, and then it says do a single crochet in the HDC and then begin your row. So I'm not familiar with that. So I'm like, huh? And then it's small. So maybe that's why it said to do that, to make a small, for it to be small. But I'm just like, right here or right here? Like, I don't know exactly for sure, even though there's a diagram. There's a diagram and everything. So I'm guessing I'm placing it correctly. And the HDC is so small. And then it says, yeah, it make a SC in the HDC. And then the SC is so small. So I'm like, what? And then you gotta connect it, and it just sometimes it feels like I'm not placing the stitch in the correct spot in some rows. It's kind of feel like I'm changing up where I'm placing the stitch at times with that pattern. Thumbs up, thumbs down, whichever. It is an option. There's both options. Subscribe. So yeah, now that I've made the head wrap, I'm like, do I get on a head wrap kick? Like, do I get on a head wrap kick and make more head wraps? I'm thinking so. Ah, like I wanted to make cardigans. So I don't know. Like it's like it could be a cardigan, it could be a head wrap, it could be a camisole. What is it gonna be? What is it gonna be? Oh, I got options. So, I don't know. What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? Wait. Oh, okay. So remember that yarn I was saying I got 5 granny squares out of? I got a head wrap out of it as well. Wait, huh? I got a head wrap. I made a head wrap. And then I made 5 granny squares. 4 of the granny squares is going to be a skirt, which it actually could take all 5 of them to make a skirt. But the tutorial that I'm watching says it only takes 4. So, okay, it only takes 4. But as small as these are right now, it can take about 5 of them to make me a skirt. So, but yeah, the tutorial says it only takes 4. Um, so I was thinking like one of the squares could be a shirt and the other 4 could be a skirt. I did say that in a previous live stream, but yeah. And I got some patterns for some dresses. So they could be dresses. Well, not those squares. Those squares are gonna be a skirt and a top. So it's gonna be an ensemble. Head wrap, shirt, skirt, or skirt, shirt. Um, Depending on how many balls actually that I need, honestly, I guess. Mmm. Come through ideas. Okay. Okay, ideas. Thank you. Okay. Ideas is popping. All right. Is that the I don't know what he is. Is he a soldier lieutenant? He's something. Uh, is that him from Venom: The Last Dance? That's in uh what's it called? The Old Guard and the Old Guard 2. Is that him? He looks like the dude from Venom: The Last Dance. He looks like Strickland or Strickman, whatever his name was. But he looks shorter, so I don't know if that's him or not. Unless he around a bunch of tall people, cause he looked tall. If that's him, he looked taller in Venom: The Last Dance than he does in Old Guard. So I don't know if that's him. It looks like him. I'll see later on if I look up the cast. I'm like, hey, that looks like dude from Last Dance. Mm-mm. 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 Or I could just bop 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 ba doo doo doo. Ready to do bop bop ba doo doo doo. ba 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 doo be doo doo, be doo be doo ba 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 doo be doo doo, ba doo be doo ba 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 doo be doo doo. Yeah. I wasn't touching my crochet. I was touching my crochet just now. King. I was just looking. Trying to wait till my phone charges to look up if that's the same actor. Ba 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 doo be doo boo, ba doo be doo ba 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 doo be doo boo. Yeah. Ba 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 doo be doo boo, ba doo be doo ba 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 doo be doo boo. Ba 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 doo be doo boo, ba doo be doo ba ba. Almost there. Almost there. What's up? Everyone, welcome my co-host, the Fan. Ooh. Oh, I did mention Old Guard. I started watching a reaction of Old Guard 2, and then I realized Old Guard reaction was available, so I left Old Guard 2 and went and watched Old Guard 1. And so after Old Guard, I returned to Old Guard 2. trying to see if Strickland is in there. If that's Strickland. For some reason he looks small. If that's him. It may or may not be him. Uh, this okay, so when I was watching, or when I watch, because I kind of think this every time I watch it. When I watch Last Holiday, the dude that's with LL Cool J, and I guess he's supposed to be reading the manual to LL Cool J while LL Cool J is assembling the grill. So yeah, that dude that's sitting in the recliner talking about, yeah, that part don't go there, but okay, whatever. When Georgia comes up to talk to Sean, uh, him. So LL Cool J tells tells him, he's like, "Don't you have something to do? Don't you have some light bulbs to change or something?" When Georgia comes up, he's like, "Oh yeah, they be needing me. I be important." Something like that. He says, and like how he like moves his head and gestures that he's gonna go. He moves his head and gestures in the way that in the direction that he's about to leave in. Uh, Rico does that. Rico Lee does that. So I'm like, and he kind of looked like Rico Lee. I was like, are they related? Is he related to Rico Lee? Cause they kind of do that same thing, or either he studied Rico Lee or whatever. They kind of got that. They got that same little gesture that they do. I was like, oh, is he related to Rico Lee? He looks similar to him. He's doing the gesture. Like, I would go over there. I would just go over there. That point. Like, other characters do it too. Other characters do that that point with their head and gesture type thing, but yeah. But it looks similar to Rico Lee. He looks similar to Rico Lee, especially when he did that. I'm like, oh, they related? I don't know. I don't know. A lovely day, lovely day, lovely day. Lovely day, lovely. All right, 10 more. What you call it? And then I'll turn my phone on so I can check to see if Strickland is the same character. Strickman. See if he the same character from Old Guard and Old Guard 2. A lovely day. 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 A lovely day. Lovely day. Lovely day. Lovely day. A lovely day. Oh, laughing at a Lavelle joke. A Lavelle home for the holidays joke. For he's for he's. Oh my goodness. Hilarious. For he's. Um, all right. So what I noticed today when I was looking up book titles is you got to know the name of the book. I tried to look up a book by its book cover, and I saw a book cover that was similar, but it wasn't the same. It was by the same author, but it was a different title, and the cover was similar, but it wasn't the same. So I was like, okay, that's not the book. Because the reason why I was looking it up that way is because I didn't know the title of the book. I only saw a bit of the cover, and I knew the author. So when I was looking it up that way, I couldn't locate the exact cover. Um, but I did look up the author, and I saw the book that with the cover that looked similar, so I knew I was in the right facility. So I looked closer and I learned of the book title, and then I looked up the author and the book title, and I found it, and it had an entirely different cover than what the other person had. So I'm like, I wouldn't have found that book by its cover. Uh, so I'm glad I learned of the book title so that I could look it up. And I did. I located it and learned that it had a totally different cover. and then I saved it to my TBR for me to read it at a later date. All right. All right. So in one more uh, minute or so, I will look up if that's the same author or not. Did I say author? I meant actor. I meant actor. Hmm. Must be books on the brain. Must be books on the brain. Let's see her now. Nope, not yet. Hasn't been a minute just yet. Must be books on the brain. Not yet. Not yet. Almost. Almost. Must be books on the brain. La dee dee da dee dee. La dee dee da dee dee da dee dee la dee dee da dee dee la dee dee da. Must be books on the brain. Ugh. Okay, maybe not 1 minute, maybe 2 minutes. I don't know how long it's gonna take. Must be books on the brain. La dee dee da dee dee da. La dee dee la dee dee la dee dee. La dee da dee dee da. Okay. While we're waiting, I see Superman is going to be out in theaters this month on the 25th, I think I saw. Wait, I thought I saw the 11th. What what I saw come out on the 11th? I thought I saw Superman. What was that other movie that's gonna come out on the 25th? Was that Superman? Did Superman get pushed back from the 11th to the 25th? Some movie coming out on the 25th. On July the 11th, a movie coming out in theaters. And July 11th, I think another movie. No, what did I just say? Okay, so yeah, July 11th, there's a movie coming out on Netflix on July 11th. And I thought also a movie was coming out in theaters on July 11th. And then I also saw that it was another movie coming out in theaters on July 25th. Hmm. um, Kev on stage and Tony Baker did a parody of Sinners, and it's hilarious. It sounds like Tony might have used like a, a voiceover when he said, "Be kind to one another." Sound like he used that. Sound like he used that clip alone. Like everything else was said, but that "be kind." Boy, that sound right there. That sound bite right there. Kevin say, "What are we supposed to be doing?" And then it sounded like he used that sound bite right there. Being kind to one another. We supposed to be being kind to one another. Oh my goodness. Man. Well, we supposed to be kind to one another, of course. That just what people like now, would it? Oh my goodness. Oh, that whole skit was like it was from Sinners, but the way they was saying it was like it fit what they were talking about. They fit it to what they were talking about. Uh, oh my goodness. And she said biscuits. Oh my goodness. Oh. I guess she had to say it like that. I'm glad she said it like that. She said biscuits. Oh. Then she said, oh yeah, the money hand. When Tony had the money hand, but he had it open, but he ain't have it extended. I was like, oh snap, that's the new money hand right there. Like, I don't know if that's the old money hand and it just done went out of style. But I like that. I like that money hand right there. Like way in the back, way up on you right there. Like, give me my money. Like, nah, don't give your hand to receive the money. Have them give your money from your hand way back down. Love that money hand. That money hand way. So somebody got to give it to you. Like, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. That money hand way low. That money hand, boy. Okay, so now we're gonna check and see if those are the same. If that's the same actor. Once this boots up, that money hand, boy, that money hand, give me the money hand. He said money, and then he said tour dates. He was like, give me the tour dates. But his hand was way back. I was like, yeah, that's the money hair right there. Afraid to take that money hair way back down. Oh, like that money hair. Okay. So let me look up Cass. Okay, let's see. Who's Strickland? Okay. He was a general. Okay, let's see if that's him in um what I say? Old guard. Doctor Strange. Oh, okay, I see him. He the one got tipped because Doctor Strange caught on like that, and he been at it for years. That's him. Oh my goodness. Okay. Okay, yeah, that's he and Doctor Strange. Okay, been on the Last Dance. Oh, he in 2012. Okay, Old Guard. Let's see. I think that's about to say the Old Guard. Yep, the Old Guard too. It just got Old Guard 2 on here, but I think that's him in Old Guard 1 too. Okay, that's him. He just around a bunch of tall people in Old Guard. Cause he looked taller in Last Dance. Okay. It's been a while since I seen 2012. I didn't look at all his movies. Just then, I just was looking from Venom: The Last Dance, and to see if that's him in Old Guard and Old Guard 2. And yep, that's him. And he was in Doctor Strange. I remember him in Doctor Strange. He was ticked off because he had been trying to get that little swirly thing, that little whatever. He was trying to do the little swirly thing with the opening of the portals. I think something he was trying to do something, and Doctor Strange came in with his ailments and predicaments and tapped in with less training than he had. Okay. So I saw him before Last Dance. Venom Last Dance. Saw him in Strange. Saw him in 2021. I don't remember though, because it's been so long since I saw that movie. I mean 2012. And like I said, I didn't look at all his movies. Let's see what else he in. Let's look, shall we? Let's see. Mm, 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 mm. Mm, 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 mm. Mm-mm. 12. Does that say 12 Years a Slave? Bridge, something. What did it say? Bridget Jones. Mad about the boy. Uh, the boy who harnessed the wind. Oh, he's in there. Okay, I didn't watch that. I saw the trailer. I think it's been a while though. Doctor Strange, Venom, Last Dance, The Last Dance, 2012. Um, 2012 came out in 2009. That's funny. Old Guard 2. I don't know why Old Guard ain't on here. Cause that looked like him in both movies. Rob Peace. I don't know what that is. Other than the movie that he's in. Okay. Let's see. View all. Oh, okay, here go Old Guard. Or the Old Guard. Okay, both of them on here. Yay! Get that credit. Uh, what is? Mm, I don't know what that is. The Meriton, the the Martian. I don't know. Secret in the tiger eye. Secret in the tiger eyes. Ah. Uh. What was I? Love Actually. Kinky. Z. Z for Z for Zachariah. The Pod. Is that him on the cover? That look like that's him on the cover. The Pod Generation. Four Brothers. He was in Four Brothers? Isn't Four Brothers the one with Dr. Dre in it? Let's see, shall we? Cass. Tyrese. I thought Dr. Dre was one of the brothers. Okay. Andre 3000. Hmm. Four Brothers. I thought I watched that. Hmm. Inside Man. Lion King. The Lion King. 2019. The Lion King 2019. He was in that. Infinite. Salt. Triple Nine. American Gangster. Children. Dirty Pretty Things. Ooh, he's in Maleficent. I don't think I watched Maleficent. I saw a little bit of it, but then I didn't. I didn't watch it all the way. The Life of a Chuck. Oh, he's in Talk to Me. He the one. Wait, yeah, he's the one that be he 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 be trying to keep the radio talk person in line. Oh, okay. He in Talk to Me. I saw him in Talk to Me. I saw another movie he was in. Amistad, Serenity, Sherlock Gnomes, uh, The Elephant. Looks like he's in Red Nose Day. Actually, Red Dust. Is that what that say? Red Dust or Red Dust? Savannah, Mary, Endgame, Melinda. To Somebody. Bridge of Spies, and all kinds of movie. I mean, More movies, more titles. I remember seeing him in Talk to Me, trying to keep the radio host in line. Okay, okay. So Venom wasn't the first time I saw him. Okay. He ain't new to this. He true to this. Okay.